you is, are you ready to accept the call of a mentor?
Listen, what happens when these are your takeaways. What happens when you accept your call? Will there be some deep voice? Probably not. But let's take this today. You're the one. You're the one. You're the one. There's your deep voice. If you need that. Will there be some sleepless nights? Yes. When this starts to move, it's time for you to move into your call, you get uncomfortable. When you find yourself helping people that you normally wouldn't help, yep, you're moving into mentor status, you're moving into coaching status. When you start finding yourself praying for just anybody, can I pray for you today? When you don't just run, but you got to see an opportunity. Can I humble myself before you? That's what mentors do. Encouragement. When you find yourself, you just start encouraging people, you don't even know why. Sometimes encouragement comes out of my mouth, I don't even know what happened. I'm trying to be quiet, and the Lord is telling me, stand up, I'm trying to tell you to encourage her. This is how you know you're the one. Accept that thing, you're the one. Get up and do something. My wife just said, step forward. Write the vision. I just talked about it. I gave you the scriptures to start with. And then you start looking at who will you help. And then some of y'all that's married, or about to come into that place of marriage, make sure your spouse, you get them on board too. If my wife didn't finally come to her place, the first 4 years I had was so hard, building a sports program in the urban ministry, y'all, it was so tough. I had more women challenge me than you can fathom. I had more men saying, well, just do it this way. It was just terrible. But when we came
to be security.
She did. She came in and policing things.
That was my first job.
And we started going higher and higher. Listen.
And I love this. Who will you help? Who's waiting for you? Somebody's waiting for you. Who will you help?
I'm gonna tell you now. You can say, man, we can do all of that stuff right there. But I want to tell you, your mental health. I didn't even know what that was in 1995 when I got going. I didn't know what it was I didn't know what it was in 2015. I know I'm being very real with y'all today, right? But thank God my wife became a mental health specialist because she explained to me why it's so important so you can help some other mentors now about their mental space. So, babe, why don't you take a few minutes and talk about mental health?
I just stood up here with you. Go ahead and click that thing in.
Amen.
Amen. So, won't be before you very long. It's just like Kyle just said this morning. We have to make sure that we have all these facets in place. Because if we continue to pour out, we're pouring out, and we are not balanced, somebody's going to get the brunt of that, right? So this is just a diagram that talks about balance, physical, spiritual, emotional, social, and mental. It's just talking about balancing it. And this is daily. This is, I call it a challenge one, but it shouldn't be a challenge. But this is a daily balance that we just have to keep in mind, that we are taking care of ourselves first so we can pour into other people. Because if we're, like I said, we're continually pouring out and we're not getting what we need in these areas, then somebody's gonna be shortchanged, and we're shortchanging them. So you can go to the next slide, babe. So this one is just talking about, hopefully you can see that a little bit, but it's, this is what I call, it's from a DBT thing, but wise mind, we all have kind of three facets to our mind. We have a reasonable side, we have an emotional side, and then we have the wise mind. The reasonable mind is talking about all these things have to be in place, the analytics, the logistics, all, we want our way in that area. That's not right, that's not right, that's not right. But we're negating the emotional side of our leadership, of our students, of our youth, whatever the case is. We have to make sure we balance this as well. When you balance the two, you're into that wise mind. This is a daily balance of mindsets. In the wise mind piece, it talks about valuing both sides. You know, we value the emotional side and we value they call it reasonable, but that throws us off. But let's say the statistical logical side. So you want to balance both of those to get to the wise mind side. This talks about inner wisdom and things of that nature. This is just the emotional side. If you, it's all the feeling stuff, right? You're emotional, something didn't go right. and if I can use my husband for a second, he talks about, well, back in the day, coaching, boy, he'd have a ball cap on. That ball cap is in the dirt before the game is over because he's upset at the ref or whatever. And everybody said, oh, coach is about to throw his hat. He's about to throw his hat. That's the emotional side, right? But he doesn't do that anymore. So keeping this balance is important, and you also knowing what to look for in your whoever you're mentoring. This could be youth, this could be women, this could be men, adults, seniors, whatever the case is. You want to, keep yourself first on the middle path, and then this takes a lot of prayer. Lord, help me with this as well. Can you go back one slide? How many slides I got? 2 or 3? 2. Okay. This is also when I talked about this as far as you making sure you're taking care of yourself in these facets. This is also what you have to look for in who you're mentoring. If someone looks off or something, you have to check on people. There's a saying in the mental health world, check on your strong friends. Because just because they look like they're okay, you want to also continue to check and see if everything's okay. Because this, not only are you helping yourself, but you want to also help other people. So you want to look for these facets, especially now. And I can say, and I'm happy to say, that I'm glad the world is coming into a space where mental health is health. It's health. So we have to also consider that piece as well, not just these pieces. It used to be, I did, honey. This mental health space used to be out of this circle. Is now in the circle. So again, physical, spiritual, emotional, social, and mental. Okay, so we have all of these now, which is a great thing. So check on your strong students, check on your strong seniors, check on your strong adults, check on your kids, because I am so glad that I'm not growing up in the space that they're growing up in now. I'm like, okay, God, you knew where to put me. But so we have to check on them here because the enemy is using this against them.
Angela, Ole Miss has, in their public health department, is using the idea of mental health CPR. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, it tells you how to, if I'm not mistaken, it's just like the regular CPR, but it's just the mental health side. It tells you how to pull people out of the emotional side of everything. So just wanted to throw this in as far as part of mentoring. This has to be part of mentoring. This has to be part of it. We can't ignore the mental health side of mentoring. We have to mentor in that space as well. Okay? All right.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Now, the call to go, the commission. Listen, I want to give you these worksheets right here. And these is done by, taught me how to do this as a dear friend of mine. These you can use, and it's going to talk about mentoring and coaching worksheet. This is use this worksheet to reflect on your strengths and your weaknesses in both mentoring and coaching, and plan how you can grow and help others grow through intentional relationships. We talked about intentionality a little while ago. Mentoring, you want to reflect on your personal, spiritual, and leadership qualities, your strengths, and your weaknesses. In coaching, you want to reflect on your professional skills and your traits, your strengths, and your weaknesses. Everybody with me there? Now I'm giving you these. Listen, growth and contribution, that's on the next side. Who can help me with my weaknesses? Who can help me with my strengths? Implementation of ideas. How might I set up formal mentoring program? And that might be a little big for you, but I'm just giving you some thoughts there. How might I set up a formal coaching program? What are some informal ways I could be mentoring and coaching? This is a blueprint to help you just get started from everything I talked about today. I gave that to you so that you can work on that. You can see me later on today. You see my wife. You can ask me some questions. I'll be glad to do that. I just don't want to take long on that. But I do want to give honor to my friend, Dr. Dale. Thank you for designing that. He said I said all that last year. but I've changed it the way that I write this out some so people can understand it a little more. And I hope you all got that. Then we want to...
Let me say one thing about this worksheet. My recommendation is that you pray before you start writing this worksheet, because especially when you get to weaknesses, we're not honest with ourselves. right? We're not honest with ourselves. So pray before you start working on this, and it's almost like a data dump, and just dump everything out that God is saying. It does not have to make sense. It does not have to be in full sentences. You can just do bullets, whatever. But we're just giving, the template to that.
I'm going to tell you how to follow up with me later. Here, we talked about 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1 through 10. The Lord stands and calls 5 times total. People always say it's 3, but if you listen to it, it's 5 times. Speak, Lord. I want y'all to understand. You tell them to speak, Lord. Show me how to mentor. Go tell this. Go to them with this. Go mentor there. I don't care where you got to go mentor. If God's sending you to foreign countries, if He's sending you to the neighborhood or the hood, that's where you're called. He's going to show you how to do it once you accept it. Wherever you're called, go and know the Lord is with you. I'm telling you to commit. How you go now? If you accept it, commissioning is when God appoints, authorizes, and sends a person out with a specific assignment, empowered by His authority and His presence. I mean, you're a mentor with authority. It's more than a calling. It is the moment you are sent to act on that calling. How about this? Being sent with authority. All authority has been given to me, therefore go. Matthew 28, 18 through 19. Commissioning means you are not going on your own. You are sent under God's authority. Man, you get commissioned as a mentor. This is something, when somebody asks, does it ever get, this is not something I get off the train later on. I'm a mentor the rest of my life. This is who I am now. I find myself, I don't deal with young people, just do young people know what. Matter of fact, I find it a treat when I get to go back and coach a youth team or something like that. Now I mentor women and men and teams and groups. We get that's what God has called us to. Commission being given a clear assignment. Jesus Christ commissioned His disciples to make disciples. Matthew 28, 19 through 20. A commission also includes what to do, not just who you are. The vision questions I gave you earlier, this is going to help you start that right here. This sheet.
Even when I started coaching, I didn't play sports in high school, so that was far from my brain, for sure. So when I came in, all I did was fill a need. They needed a soccer coach. I don't know about soccer. I have no idea what soccer does. I studied it, prayed, and tell them what happened with my team. Tell them.
When she got to her place and I accepted it, she's gonna do it, and she says, "Well, I want to coach." I said, "Well, we coach. You can go with the 8-year-old team, 5 to 8-year-olds, and we come out here Monday through Friday." She said, "Whoa, I gotta coach 5 days," and she was like, "I'm not doing that." I'm like, "Are you just being disobedient just to give me?" She's like, "No, I'm telling you, we don't need to do it that often." I said, I tell you what, I was going to just let her just fall on her face. I'm just going to, and you want to be a coach and you want to mentor people and lead them? So I said, go ahead and do it. I said, well, how many days would you like to coach the kids? 1 day a week. What?
They're little.
How can you change the whole program that I've been setting up and that you're going to work with 5 to 8-year-olds? And she said, they're little. This is all we need to be working with development in their minds and basic skills. And we can do it in 1 day. I said, okay, just go ahead. Do you know she did that? I let her do that for a whole season, and they went to the championship, and they won. And one part of me was like, are you kidding me? And finally, I said, well, that's a fluke. She said, well, I want to coach again. Okay, I got my wife now. We're there. We can connect. We can bond. And I said, well, this time, and I can say this publicly now, but then I was under my breath like, Lord, you know that's not right. You know she can't do this thing, and not twice. Do you know she went back to the championship the next year and won the championship again? So guess how many days a week we 5 to 8-year-olds practice now? 1 day a week still. 20 years later, that's what it still works for every coach that she has trained along the way. So
for the little ones. The big ones need more.
And I'm not telling everybody go home and cut your programs down and all that. I'm just telling you that she was so sure that she's supposed to have been coaching when it was time and mentoring, and that she could help shape those minds. We still today. I'll catch her now. Those that are in place coaching, she'll look over and check on it every now and then. One of the guys we've been mentoring for probably 15 years is at this conference with us today. Oh, I said that. At this Reach gathering today. And they y'all can tell on me later, but they're still doing it that way right now. Having fun, enjoying the basic fundamentals, and it's working. They come to practice. Another way, we have some journals. We'll talk about those others later, but the call of a mentor, if you want to hear our story first, this is the journal. It'll talk about vision. It'll talk about accepting your call. These are, I don't want to sit on the tape, so everybody got that? Because they're more than that somewhere else, but that's what y'all got to pay today. But don't let me take all these back home. Yeah. Those are, we didn't set up a booth the other day, so you have to see us to get them, but they're this and that. And then this is the actual story. I have this in book form, and these are, they're the same. But if you want to know our story and how we go from coaching in the hood to a program that's established. And I don't say this boastfully, I boast in God, where the mayor called us and asked us, what do we think about something? When we started this program, when we bring this program back, where governors and lieutenant governors have been to come down and see how we do things now. With a little place in the hood where it was drug infested and prostitute is now one of the most well-known areas and one of the well-known mentor programs that they call on us. Accept your call.
Thank you for listening to our podcast today, The Call of a Mentor. If you'd like to leave a positive comment or if you'd like to be on our show, please give us a call at 757-737-8714, or you can drop us a text message. You can also email us at communityservant85@yahoo.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
The Call of a Mentor is a production of MarriageMAPP Ministries and EOVBAA in association with Overwhelming Victory Radio. Our executive producers are Dwight and Angela McDowell and Dr. Greg Glenville, with Andrew Fouts as our associate producer. To find out more about Overwhelming Victory Radio or to listen to any of our sister podcasts, visit overwhelmingvictory.org.